And welcome back, everyone, to the Bitcoin Business Bureau. I'm your host, as always, LitecoinLeader. Today, we're going to be talking about a particular exchange that used to be out there. It was one of the first, if not the first, for the way to get Bitcoin back in the early days. What it's all about, how it started, what it means now today, and how it could impact the climate in crypto yet again. Coming up right now. So let's dive right into it. So the first thing, yes, I know I need a haircut. That's coming on Wednesday. The first thing I wanted to share, let's share my screen. There we go. So Mount Gox. And if you don't know what Mount Gox is, let me jump right over here first. I'll start with this one. So Mount Gox was a Bitcoin exchange, and it's founded in Tokyo, Japan. Launched in 2010. That was not the original purpose of Mount Gox. Mount Gox, it actually is an acronym. It stands for Magic the Gathering Online Exchange. That's what Mount Gox really means. So they just made it into a thing that they could say, but it started as a way to exchange cards for the game Magic the Gathering. So you had cards, you wanted to sell them or trade them, and some cards were very valuable. That was the exchange online. That was the purpose of the site. Much like the original purpose of eBay was to exchange Beanie Babies, and it just grew from there. Well, Mt. Gox started with Magic the Gathering cards, and then it started to exchange Bitcoin. And by 2014, over 70% of all Bitcoin transactions worldwide, but at that point, were handled through Mt. Gox. Now, Mt. Gox had a huge problem, and they went belly up, and there wound up being a lawsuit because a lot of Bitcoin was seized. And now there's news coming out that they're finally resolving it, and up to 150,000 Bitcoin are now about to be released to the holders of Bitcoin, of the Bitcoin on the exchange back then. And this is one of the reasons why we tell everyone, do not keep your coins on the exchange, because if you need to log into a website or any other online entity to see how much money you have or how much Bitcoin you have, then you don't have control over that, because that third party who owns that website controls your access. If you have it on your phone or on a hardware device, a Trezor, Ledger, however you store it, as long as you have access to the private keys and you have them kept safely, your seed words, you have control over those funds, those coins, so on. Back then, people weren't as secure with it, and there were 150,000 Bitcoin that were on the exchange. That when the exchange closed and ceased operations, those people lost their access to their Bitcoin, and those people that had their Bitcoin had them like for a couple $100 or less. Is when they got in. So you can imagine now, 7-8 years later, now we're like 20,000. Once 60,000, but you can get it. Your investment is now worth, so say you bought a Bitcoin for $200 back in 2014. They seized it. Well, 8 years later, that's now worth 100x. Pretty darn good return on your investment. So the options that people have right now, they can take the money back in Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, or US dollars. So that's going to come out, and that's going to be an impact onto the marketplace. And that's what people are worried about. You can see a lot of stories that are out there, Crypto Slate, Crypto News, all these different places that they're talking about this story. And then here's one. Will the release, thank you, will release $3 billion of Bitcoin. So that's basically 20,000 times 150,000 of coins. $3 billion worth of Bitcoin from Mt. Gox caused the market to bottom. So they're thinking that this release could cause people to just sell their Bitcoin, or Mt. Gox may have to sell the Bitcoin to give people the US dollars as a return for the agreement. So that is another reason why, here's another one, that Mt. Gox is close to repaying its creditors. It's not good for Bitcoin because the pressure is going to be to downward. Thanks for Market Watch. Okay, we'll get to that in a moment. So that's going to lead to some downward pressure on the market that could drive the Bitcoin price down. And we've talked about before how Bitcoin could come down. Any particular news that could come out could cause the price to go down. That's why, not financial advice, but most people say dollar cost averaging in is probably a good way to jump in, rather than if you have a bucket of cash or dry powder and you want to pour it all into the crypto market all in one single day. Well, who's to say it's going to go up or down the next couple of days or whatever? So the best strategy that most people talk about, and this is for any investment, this is not financial advice, but most experts say dollar cost averaging in over time allows you to smooth out that purchase. And if the prices go up, so be it. If the prices go down, so be it. But then you have an average price after you put the money in for a while, and you can take advantage if the price goes down, and you're not too upset if the price goes up because you bought some already. So that's some of the price pressure that's happening, that's going on right now. Also, what's happening this week is going to be somewhat of a quiet week until Wednesday. Let's see, Wednesday. Thank you. Wednesday, the CPI comes out. So we're expecting between 8.6 and 8.8 as the announced inflation rate. There it is right there. So we're expecting that's going to be high. There's going to be also the core CPI, which is another metric of inflation. And again, these numbers are all fudged, and I'm going to share. Let's see. This is the other site. Shadow stat inflation. So this is where you want to look at to see what the real inflation is, because this is how, I think it's John Williams runs this site. Yes, John Williams. There it is, right there at the top. Should have looked at the top to start. But here's like the orange line is the official CPI number. The blue line is what they calculated based on the 1990 calculation. So you can see it's basically double. They said 8, and now it's like above like 12, 13. A good rule of thumb is just doubling the number, whatever they say. So we're at 8.5 right now. That's really like 17, and that's year over year, and expect it to be higher. And also coming out this week, I think Thursday and Friday, we have the jobless claims and also our retail sales. So they're basically good metrics on the economy, if you believe these numbers are coming out this week. So that's all coming out on the back half of the week. Let me drop out of this. So expect that to come out later this week. I just wanted to share. I know I'm doing 2 videos today, but I want to do a crypto one and I want to do an economic one. So this crypto one tells you that I'm both of them kind of tell you that I'm trying to stay on top of all the markets, even though I take a couple of days off the weekend to myself to replenish, get ready, and go back at it again Monday through Thursday, making videos for you, doing AMAs on Wednesday. I'll put videos up here, talk about what I do. You can see on the ticker, also my calendar, my phone number, the website, everything I have. I have stuff for free. I have stuff that is, costs as little as $5 on Patreon. $20 gets you a little bit more, gets you the AMA, gets you some private videos that we do. We did a great roundtable last week about what's going on with the Guidestones and what's going on with the World Economic Forum. So those are both on Patreon still. So if you join, it's at that level is $20 a month, but you can get 10% off for either one if you do it for the whole year all at once. So there's that. There's also my appointments, which I'll post the other video here, which I did last week, which is the appointments are a little bit cheaper for the summer. And also they're going to, I'm also throwing in some 10 or 15 minute checkup calls. And you can just, if you want to just if you have a couple questions, you don't know who to turn to, you can call me for one of those calls and just book an appointment on my Calendly, which is taken across there, and we could chat for that amount of time. So, and I usually give a few extra minutes if I have them. So feel free to reach out. If you don't know who to turn to me. I will help you as much as I can. But as much as we're seeing going across the world economics right now with things going on in all these different countries, and as I shared in the other video, which I'll probably link up here, I'll probably tie them all together. But both videos coming out today are of importance. Check them both out. I try to keep them at 10 minutes or less, so I know that people are busy, but try to pack it as much as I can with as much content. And if you need more help, everything, all the stuff taken across the bottom, plus there's free stuff on my website. But the appointments is where you can really get rolling, get the things that you have. And well, I can't promise. Well, I'm not going to go any further than that. But if you need more help, you need more one-on-one, I try to make every customer satisfied or beyond satisfied with the appointment. So reach out if you want to. And if you just want to try things out, try out the Patreon for, I'd say the $20 level is a great way to get involved. Or if the $5, if that's all you can do, and just get more content. There's Joanne and I put up a lot of things on Patreon. So just want to give you an update on what's going on with Mt. Gox and how that's going to impact things and the economic numbers coming in the back of the week. So a lot said today. I'm going to close the Journal Bureau for now. Say follow leader one more time, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.